We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show. And Angela has been doing something very fun lately.
Neti Pots! I love my Neti Pot and I forgot about using it for quite a few months. Pretty much probably the last 6 months or more I haven't been using it. And for some reason yesterday my body said use the Neti Pot, and so I got it out and I did a cleansing with it. If you don't know what this is, it cleanses out this nasal cavity and sinus cavities, and it just felt amazing. I love the Neti Pot, but especially when you haven't used it for a while and then you use it again, it just feels like
I want to do it this time!
Yummers, Baba!
It also cleans out around the pineal gland. I get kind of high after I do it.
Yeah, definitely like third eye buzzing stuff. So the person who introduced us to Neti Pots was the lovely Raw Sulla from Iceland, and she gave us our first Neti Pot and showed us how to do it. So we're going to pass on the tricks of the trade to you guys today, because some of you have been asking how to do this. So it's super simple. All you're going to put in here, this little teapot device. This one's like a hardcore kind of plasticky stuff. And you can also get them out of ceramic, which I think are much nicer if you're not traveling. The reason why we had this one is because we were always traveling, so you can get both kinds. All you put in here is water and salt, just so you know. It's really, really simple. You can put other things in. People put different oils and stuff, but that's the basic recipe. So you want to put in warm water.
If you don't put in warm water and the correct amount of salt, you're screwed. It sucks. Remember when you were younger and you were in school and you were in camp or something and you sniff water up your nose by accident and you're like, ah. That's what happens if you don't get the temperature right and put the right amount of salt in.
So you want it to be about body temperature, so when you put your finger in, it just feels kind of like, it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just fine. And then I usually fill it about 3/4 or so full, a bit more than 3/4 full, so that you've got space to stir once you put the salt in. We're using Himalayan pink salt here, and what I do is I take a big pinch in my fingers like that, and I empty that into here, and then stir it around. What you're wanting the consistency, the saltiness to be like, is so that it's like tears. So you got to try this mixture on your tongue. Once you stir the salt in like this, you just take like 1 drop or whatever and try it on your tongue, and if it feels like if there's tears running down your face and you lick them and they're kind of salty, then that's good, because the liquids in the body they have salt in them, right? They're like salinated. That's why when you have tears coming down your face, it's salty. So if you put water in without salt into these tissues, as Mr. Monarch was saying, I've never done it, but it can be brutal from what I've seen with other people. It's not a good idea to put the water without the salt, because it's like a shock to all those like delicate tissues in the back of your nasal cavity and these whole sinus cavities. It's like you're just bombarding them with water that's like an alien thing to them, whereas if there's salt in there, they just take it and use it and cleanse everything out.
I used to do it like that when I was like traveling a lot and my nose was running and I had to do a talk and I needed to do it. I didn't have salt, I didn't have warm water, just cold water going through. It was painful, man, but it worked.
You'd be like red-eyed and tears streaming and ugh.
So who's gonna do that?
Bob wants to do it, right?
I haven't done it in a while, so it's good.
So maybe Mr. Monarch can explain the ideal posture to them for... Baba. So you put it to one nostril, and if you have long hair like us, it's good to get that out of the way. And what you're doing is you're tipping it into one nostril, and you have your head at slightly more than 90 degrees tipped that way, so that it comes out of the other nostril. This might be slightly too much visuals for some people. Well, we just missed the second half of Mr. Monarch doing his other nostril, because I wasn't recording by mistake. How was it?
It was good. The reason why I had sneezed, it triggered a sneezing response to me. That's why I kind of like lost it while I was doing it. And it was crazy. You know how sneezing's kind of like an orgasm where it like builds up and it builds up? I was doing it and I felt it building up and building up, and then all of a sudden, right on camera.
So if you did like half in each nostril, right? Half of the Neti Pot.
Yeah. Well, 1/4 and like 3/4 probably.
Oh, okay, it wasn't quite equal, but so you can do half and half just from one Neti Pot, or you can of course do a whole Neti Pot through one nostril and then refill it and do the other one. Something that I wanted to share was it's really important to keep breathing through your mouth while you're doing this, right?
Yeah, at first I forgot to breathe and I was like, and then I had to open my mouth.
And how do you feel?
Good, it didn't burn or anything.
Did it affect your hearing?
A little bit.
Yeah, it like goes through all those cavities, eh? Do you feel it in your third eye?
A little bit.
Yeah,
I totally feel it.
It's a fun yummer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't we have some kind of special Neti Pot salts as well?
Yeah, we got Neti Pot salts on our website. We've got plastic and ceramic Neti Pots.
What are the Neti Pot salts? Like, are they something special?
Yeah, I think they're aroma salts.
Or they have some kind of essential oils in them or something? But you could use any kind of salt. I mean, preferably something healthier than standard table salt, but anything will work.
Right. Cool. And anything else?
I used to do Neti Pots every single morning, and Sola, who told us about this, does them every single morning. This is like a really important part of her daily routine, and it's an old Ayurvedic practice, in case you're wondering like what this is all about, if someone just made it up to start sticking stuff in your nose. I'm sure someone did make it up at some point. It seems to have a lot of health benefits though. I remember one friend of ours had a really big issue going on with all of his nasal and sinus cavities, and it felt like some kind of flu was starting and those kind of things, and we introduced him to doing Neti Pots, and bam, he was like totally fine again really quickly. So something to consider if that's ever a concern for you in this region of your anatomy. Very simple.
I totally feel it in my third eye now. A lot of yogis actually used to do this for this purpose. Totally cleans the sinus cavity. It's amazing. And who do we got there?
Angela Stokes, Monarch.
And Matt Monarch, rocking the Neti Pots, getting high. And we'll see you tomorrow with the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.